Hi, Mike Serra here from Customer States. If you're searching for the highest quality additives, lubricants, or cleaners for your automotive, heavy equipment, agricultural, or industrial machinery needs, look no further than the Justice Brothers line of products. From lubing your chainsaw, performing a complete fuel system treatment and decarb service on a customer's vehicle, keeping that forklift forking and lifting, or just need a can of that famous JB80 penetrant to persuade a rusty bolt, Justice Brothers has you covered. Travis Farris of Hit Distributing is not only Southern California's authorized Justice Brothers distributor, but also a great friend of mine. Over the years, Travis has helped me and my dealership with anything and everything we need, including all the lines of Justice Brothers products and even equipment to perform the various services we may need for our specific application. HIT stands for honesty, integrity, and trust, so you know when you contact Travis, that's exactly what you'll get. That, combined with Justice Brothers supplying superior quality automotive products since the 1940s and 75 years in the racing industry, you will have absolutely everything at your disposal to get the job done. Justice Brothers is proudly made in the USA, and they have a satisfaction guarantee or your money back. Justice Brothers has the best quality products over any other competitor, and they'll gladly tell you that themselves. If you live in the Southern California area, call my man Travis Farris at 805-208-7818. And if you don't, call him anyway and tell him I said thanks. And visit justicebrothers.com to learn more about their complete line of products. Justice Brothers, America's brand for quality.
Fuck yeah.
Jacob.
Daddy.
Oh my god. If you could put the empty over there.
Mess. Well, hello, everybody. Welcome to Customer States Podcast, where we talk about anything and everything in the automotive industry with a few tangents.
Only a few.
Here and there, you know.
And
Anyways,
everywhere.
I'm Eric Montenegro, automotive technician for 5.5 years now.
Duh.
A little bit longer than that, actually, but that's okay. Who's counting? Allie's counting because she's got hers down to the day. Speaking of which,
gosh.
to my left, right? Yeah, my left.
No, left.
Yeah, left, right,
Left.
right.
Attention.
Alaire Paul.
Leftish.
Hi guys. Don't use that against me. Hi guys. I am Allie Paul. I've been a warranty administrator for both
too long.
Volkswagen and Mazda for 13
TFL.
years, 7
Too fucking
days,
long.
and 36 hours.
See, I told you this bitch knew.
No,
Okay, Rain Man.
Well, come on.
She is a bit autistic.
Oh, thanks.
I love your drawings.
And to my left is my ex-husband,
Hi. That's me.
That's right.
Jacob
That's me.
Rakes.
Hello.
Hello, Jacob Reckon.
How's everybody doing?
I'm good.
Good?
Half-mast.
Fair enough.
I showed up to work, and I feel like that is a win in itself.
Yeah.
Certainly is. And you woke up this morning.
You'll hear more about it.
I did not do a not live, so that's good.
So I am
appreciate
a
that.
service advisor, and I have been demoted. I'm no longer an assistant service manager. I have been wickedly demoted. And I'm going on my fifth year. Fifth year. I must hate myself.
I think if you're
I
in
think
this
we're-
industry, there's a certain amount of
Get
masochistic.
fucking.
Bitch, I
Use the
vote
word I
you.
was going to. God damn it.
Speaking of masochism,
Don't
here's
speak
my...
about it.
A man who needs no introduction other than that.
Yeah.
Hi, my name's Mike, and I do many things in the automotive industry.
Hi, Mike.
Hi, master.
Oh,
And we
heard
have
it.
a very special guest with us
We do?
today,
We do?
who is none other than
Is
the
an owl.
fabulous Mr. Travis Farris.
People. Is that working all right? You can hear me.
Oh, yes.
Thanks for having me on. I'm such a fan of your show. I listen to it in the
Clearly.
car as I'm driving all across the Southland and everywhere I go. I did bring a couple of special things for you guys today.
Wait,
Hold on.
it is time to crack something
Oh,
open,
shit,
too.
We do, yes.
Hold on one
See these
second.
special beverages.
Oh, in-studio surprises.
Yes,
Yes.
first and,
Yes, none
first
of
and
us have
foremost,
seen this.
Eric, shut the fuck up. Here's some pens. And everybody else.
Yes.
You get a pen.
Yes.
You get a pen.
You get a pen. It's two for
Oh,
you.
thank you.
Mikey's get two.
To all of our listeners, you have no fucking clue how amazing
we need to be careful.
these pens are. Like, these are industry top-notch fucking pens.
There's only
These really, I will demonstrate for the camera. These really are fantastic pens. I can't tell you if you use a pen a lot. These
You
are
don't know the
top
power
notch.
of a good
Yeah.
there is only one pen that comes close to this that I've been able to find, and those are the tool pens. But these are still better.
The ones that I bought, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, they're great.
Listen, I keep making a living because people keep using my pens, and I'll
You do not skimp on the
Well, I'll
pen.
take a long drink of that.
So I brought these really cool beverages I've been drinking on the golf course, and when it's hotter than Hades in our neck of the woods these past couple months.
Yeah.
So I'm going to pass one around to everybody.
That's
You
what
crack
you've
it
been
up, and I
setting
want you to tell me what it tastes like.
Okay.
The flavor. taste.
I like this sound.
The Finnish long drink.
Oh, it's gluten-free.
Good radio sound. Jake, can you reach that over to Mike?
Do not
Absolutely.
Alaire.
Oh, we're gonna do it together.
Yes, we're
Okay.
doing it together.
I'm sorry.
Okay.
So
I'll
it
let
is
you guys.
the Finnish long drink, traditional citrus, gin with natural grapefruit and juniper berry flavors, and
should have done that afterwards.
and carbonation.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, we're supposed to tell him what it tasted like.
1, 2, 3.
Oh, I came first.
You go first.
Oh,
Shit, those are good.
that is fantastic.
What does it taste like?
Lord. The first hint that I got was grapefruit.
Yes.
That was the first flavor I got.
Okay, but
I almost want to say something like cactus coolery or something like that, but
Not even close.
I know exactly
Maybe
when I say you're
squirt.
going to say yes.
Squirt.
Yes.
I was
Oh!
saying, I said squirt.
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
so I want to share that I love this. It tastes
accurate.
delicious.
It tastes like a paloma.
I also. I was gonna say that it tastes like a paloma. That's funny.
Oh my god.
So I actually don't like gin,
Yeah.
but this is really good.
Yeah, I
This
don't
is
like gin
really
either.
good. Like when I do a martini, because martini's my drink. I do
You know what?
vodka.
Truly, White Claw, you had your chance. Long drink, get at us.
dude, you guys, this is free of gluten.
Where do you get
Oh.
this?
You could not get it at Vaughn's forever. I could only get it at Bevmo.
Okay.
Excuse me. First and foremost, they didn't have it anywhere except for the cart girl at the local golf course. And after a couple, double vodka sodas, we had to switch to the long drinks. And so I was looking for them everywhere. I finally found them at Trader Joe's, and then
shit.
not Trader Joe's, Bevmo.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
And then now our local Vaughn's carries them.
Those are damn
These
good.
are fantastic. Thank you. It's a bummer it's only 5%.
Thank you, Travis.
5.5.
Did you know that it's the top selling category of alcohol in Finland,
Gin?
but is now available in America?
Gin?
No,
This-
that,
that-
no,
Oh, the
Drink.
drink itself.
This
And-
is like honestly not sponsored. This is delicious.
I know. That's why I said I'm bringing these to the recording
I'm
tonight.
so glad you brought this.
Well,
Thank you, Travis.
Travis Farris from Hit Distributing.
I said it
supplying
first, fuck
Justice
you.
Brothers products.
And long drinks.
Nice. Well, I'm going to sit back now, relax, and listen to you fuckers talk. All right?
We want to hear from you, Travis.
Oh, okay.
Definitely
You are
wanna
forced
hear
to
from you.
participate.
I'll wait my
this
turn.
one.
I'll wait my turn.
Travis does know better.
Yeah.
Eric.
Speaking of people that know better,
Is Eric on the phone all the time when during this?
he is
No,
absolutely.
he's not. Shut up. He's handling business.
That's funny.
You shut up.
Oh my
Oh
god.
my god.
Not
You guys
today.
want to know what happened
Anyways,
today?
proceed.
You guys want to see what Alice sounds like? It's like this.
You totally
sound like that.
I disagree.
Give your balls a tug.
You know
I
what?
don't sound like that.
You know when you talk like deep voice, you sound like Kyle. Like a Kyle, not the Kyle.
Oh, I thought you were talking
Oh, I was
like-
going for like an Elizabeth Holmes thing because she like
Who is that?
talks. She's
does-
this lady who like swindled a bunch of people out of money in the healthcare industry, and so she felt that like she tried to channel Steve Jobs. So she felt that like if you had a deeper voice, that men would listen to you more.
So,
Because you're not shrill and talking like this, and then people just tune you out.
oh.
Yeah,
Well, we did that anyway, so.
exactly. Point proven. Moving on.
No, with either voice.
Shut up, bitch.
So it's a quick short story.
I
It's
love
kind
you.
of funny, but it's not. I went to diagnose a customer's vehicle yesterday after the gym. And he had told me about, he's got a 2000 Silverado, with 5.3, about 186,000 miles on it. And he says that he intermittently has a high idle. I'm like, okay. Like, already going through the diagnostic process in my head. And I get there, and he pops the hood, and he just immediately starts patting off. He's like, so I replaced the throttle body, and I replaced the idle air control valve, and I did a mass airflow sensor cleaning, and I don't know what else it could be. I'm like, well, none of those. No, I was joking, but like none of what you did had anything to do with it. No, it could have been the IAC, but with that engine specifically, I know that it wasn't. But what should have been a quick 10-minute diagnosis turned into a fucking hour because it wasn't doing it while I was there, of course. You know, when
Obviously.
when the doctor's there, it never fucking happens.
Yep.
So we took a long drive because he said, well, it usually happens after driving it. Okay. So we went for a drive, couldn't get it to duplicate, came back, still wasn't duplicating. I'm like, the only other thing is your intake manifold gaskets. It could be that. I've seen that on these trucks a lot. I was like, but I would just wait for it to get worse so that I can properly diagnose it and make sure that's what it is. He's like, no, just do it.
Okay.
I am not responsible for this if it does not fix the problem because I have not been able to properly diagnose that. I want to make that crystal clear right now. I will replace your intake manifold gaskets, but if that doesn't fix your problem, that is not my fault. He's like, no, it's fine, I understand.
Did you
it was kind of an annoying visit for me, because he started popping off everything that he had done and what he thought it was. I was online and I read that it could be this. I'm like, no.
Red flag, get out.
Yeah. By what? Yes.
Does it piss you off as a technician when people...
You didn't have to
they
finish
know
your
better?
question. Yes.
At the same time, yes, and he can correct me if I'm wrong because I'm not a tech. It pisses them off and it pisses the rider off, but at the exact same time, if it's not somebody who's like coming at that angle of, oh, I did this, oh, I know what I'm doing, oh, I read online, and instead they're just like, hey, so you can do this? I replaced this, and this, and it didn't work.
Fantastic.
If you can do that,
perfect.
It's fucking great because it's like I don't have to look at these 5 fucking components.
But what if they did it shitty?
Well, or there's aftermarket parts that aren't compatible with the factory components. Yeah, it was just like I said. It was a little it was fucking annoying.
So I have a bounce off of that. I actually have a customer that's in right now with a 2016, 17, or 18 Mazda 3, the old body style.
That was awfully broad.
Yeah,
A 16 through 18.
So yeah, it's 16 through 18. It's the old body style 3. They had a one time happening where the daughter was driving, loss of power, sputtering, like it wasn't getting gas. The dad drove, gave her his car, picked it up off the side of the freeway, drove it, same thing. By the time he got it to me, it was done. And in between this, he went to his buddy's shop. He ran the code. It ended up being for the fuel rail pressure sensor. So he brings it into us. Apparently, his buddy didn't have time to do it. Whatever. He said, just go to them, have them replace it. So we bring it in. He tells us, I want you guys to replace this. And we're like, we can't. Whether you want to or not, we have to diagnose it. My tech's going to want to see his opinion. Even if your mechanic's the best one on earth, no disrespect, we still have to. So we look into it after finding out that the daughter likes to run the tank dry constantly. Constantly.
Why is that bad for people who aren't
running the fuel tank
Eric?
dry?
Yes, Eric?
I know. Because the fuel not only supplies the car engine with fuel to run.
The car engine.
Shut up.
$50.
Yes.
It also keeps the fuel pump cool and from overheating.
Okay.
As water is in fuel and it separates from the fuel. So if you run it down to the very bare minimum, you could be pumping the water that's separated into the fuel system.
No, that's not a thing.
Yes.
This isn't 1965. That's not a thing.
Ethanol fuel,
Can
yes.
I ask another question? So this could be like a total old wives' tale. So I'm sure people have heard of this before. So my dad always told me never to run it all the way dry because there's like sludge
Sediment?
and shit.
No,
yeah,
that's
is that
not
a
a thing
thing?
either, no.
Okay.
If you're using really fucking shitty gas constantly, maybe.
Okay.
But at the exact same time, we did tell the customer that It's if she's running it dry, it could be you stress the fuel
You
pump.
never want to run it dry.
Yeah. You could have stressed the
Lube is your
fuel.
friend.
You could have stressed the fuel pump. You might have had a piece of carbon that knocked itself loose. There's a lot of fucking different things that could have happened. So we look at it. The code happened once. There was a misfire count for a couple extra hundred once. And we cleared the codes and we drove it and it never duplicated. And the guy constantly, I want you to replace this. I want you to replace this. And we're like, look, man, we can slap this on here for you and you can spend X amount of money, or the fact that we've put 70 effing miles on this car, you can take the $195 diagnosis fee and take the car because it's fucking fine.
Well, if the customer wants it,
No, because
No.
that's the thing. It's all like, we told, and how I explained it to him, I'm like, look at it like this. Right now, we can't get it to duplicate. Let's say I replace this for you. It's a $2,000 job or whatever it was, and it decides to reduplicate. You hate us. You're out $2,000. Then the business is out $2,000. Nobody wins. I'm like, take your
if
daughter.
they authorize the work, though,
Doesn't fucking matter.
You don't want to marry it, right?
Yeah, open up a can of worms. The customer is always going to fucking get their way.
Right.
You misdiagnosed it. It doesn't matter that I authorized it. Your tech didn't do his job, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So at the end, after talking with him, he goes, I want to thank your tech for being honest. He's like, I really want to get my daughter out of this car anyways. It needed a shit ton of other work. Sway bar links, slower control arms, tensioner, the whole 9 yards. I'm like, dude, if you're planning on getting rid of this, get rid of it. Let your daughter drive it. It will be safe. If it comes back, you can spend the money to put it on the fuel rail because that's what the code said. But at this time, you're fine. I'm like, how about I put in a fuel treatment, just a can, an additive, and tell your daughter to use fucking Chevron and don't run it below a quarter of a
is there
tank.
an additive supplied by
Justice Brothers?
Justice Brothers
Yes.
that would be
Sure
equivalent to
is.
that?
And I wish I had it because right now I have basic gunk.
Travis, I'm going to let you go off on that. Why don't you?
I mean, I'd be happy to provide it for you. But,
I know. Seeing anybody who is thinking about using Justice Brothers products or that's in the area or not, I don't know if you can supply out of state.
Yeah, we've got distributors all over the
So
country.
that's the thing. Hit us up. It's if the demonstration speaks for itself. That's the thing. It's like when Travis came to show us this with the lubrication properties, the additives, everything, how it burns clean, how other things don't. It speaks for itself. It really does. It's night and fucking day. There's no hiding it.
Right.
So it's just simple shit like that. It makes the product worth it.
Right.
Yeah, we get a bad rap in the industry with all the stuff that's available out there. There's so many good products, but the majority of them aren't that great. So there's a bad rap that goes on in the industry about snake oil or additives, and unfortunately, it just comes to the territory, and you got to find a good product. Fortunately, I represent
Bullshit.
Fortunately, I represent a company that has a tried and true product that has been proven. And I mean, there's tons of stories. I'll get into it later on about the kind of calls that I get occasionally throughout the day.
Oh, I'd love
and
to hear that.
People wanting what I have.
What was your hand raise?
I kind of wanted to dovetail stuff
That works.
off of what you were talking about, putting the 70 miles on the customer's car. I am a firm believer in extended road tests for a couple of reasons. One, because there are several reasons, actually. You don't know the customer's driving habits, one. Two, you don't know how far the customer drives. Three, monitors don't always run during a short road test, especially on diesels. Oh my God, especially on diesels. We had a
Really?
customer that I had come in for an electrical issue. I saw all the codes stored, but there's no light on.
Did
there's no
you
driver
just
bit.
air quote around electrical issue?
Yes, because it's a long story.
You just can't see that in the podcast if you're listening.
Air quote electrical issue. I'll do that from now on, Alaire, just for you.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Eric.
You guys silly? I'm still gonna send it.
Didn't come in with any of the symptoms, but the codes were stored there, so I cleared it. Went for an okay amount drive. I think I put like 15, 20 miles on it, and the issue never came back. So I shipped the car, and it came back a week later. The customer had driven 100 miles. and the issue came back. Why are you being attacked right now?
Koa is so interested. It's because
I
you're
love the little-
allergic. That's why.
Go away.
Koa, we're trying to record a podcast, please.
So let's peel back the curtain real quick.
Go away.
Go away. Oh.
He's gonna start getting rashes and shit.
Boo boo. Really?
Look at her apologize.
Apologizing.
Oh my God, Koa.
He's allergic.
Yeah, it's
Get-
just like people who were allergic to cats.
Yeah, exactly.
When
You're
you-
sending, by petting her, you're sending all the fur in the air. Come on. Sit.
Relax.
Sit. Anyways,
like,
back to my
"You're not
Diesel Wrangler story. It was a long diagnostic process. I had the car for like 3 weeks. It was a pain in the dick. But when I put it back back together, I ended up having to road test the vehicle over 100 miles just to make sure that the problem wasn't going to come back. But I
Oh, that's great in the mic.
I fucking can. I fucking can. Why? We're gonna start recording at my house. I can't deal with this shit.
Continue.
Extended road test.
Right.
Yeah, that was it. I'm done.
I'm sorry. That's not my fault.
Not you.
I agree with Eric on the fact of I had a customer about 2 weeks ago that came in for runnability issues, smoke out the tailpipe, blah 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 blah. No oil leaks, no nothing like that. We drove it a couple of times and it just wasn't doing it. It was weird. And we test drove it quite a few times and it was fine. Runnability was fine. Customer came to pick it up. I went out to the car to pull it up for her. Car decided all of a sudden to run like shit, spit smoke, the whole 9 yards. And it ends up being a blown head gasket.
An intermittently blown head gasket.
It was very weird. I
What?
took it on the freeway with the tech. It was fine.
Was it like only when it got really hot that it had the problem or something?
That was on a cold start when that happened. So it was very bizarre, but I agree with Eric. It's like if something will go wrong, it's going to. So that 70, 100, 150 mile, just tell the customer, I'm keeping it for 3 days. I'm going to put 50 miles on it a day.
Yeah.
And I'm like, and if they are upset with it, you tell them, look, this is to guarantee we did the right thing. So you don't hop in the fucking car and that shit happens.
Yeah.
And then you want me dead.
Right.
So
And that's the thing. At the end of the day, it's about customer satisfaction. They usually
Absolutely.
don't have a problem if you want to drive it 100 miles or whatever it is, or take it home over the night so you can go, do the cool down and warm up, cycles to make sure that it's not having those issues. That's the last thing I want is for a customer to come back.
Yep.
And that's how you ensure that it was fixed right the first time and that you don't have a comeback.
Yep.
I'd rather have the potential failure happen on me as we're going through the diagnostic and repair and quality check process than tell the customer like, hey, why don't you just drive this and let us know the check engine light comes back on or whatever.
Yeah.
I'd rather that happen to one of us. It's
easier to put an ad online than it is to open up another RO and slap a red sheet on it.
Yep. Now with
he can't. She can't be in his face.
I know. I'm getting.
But
Just stay right there.
So, speaking of want me dead or want to be dead, Allie,
Hello. Hi.
what fuckery are we going through?
So we talked about this last week, right? Or last 2 weeks about us going through our dealership going through a buy sell.
Well, it was going to be sold.
So so it hadn't happened yet.
We introduced that it was going to be sold to a new family.
By the way, have you guys been sold yet?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Officially.
Yeah, it
Ink is
did.
dry.
Ink is dry.
Is dry. There is no going back.
It'd be smart for that family to just sell it back.
I don't know. It's like when we call people to our house because we need new windows and we need new floors and we need new cabinets and we need a new foundation. Everyone who comes to it is like, you know what? It's got good bones. Got good bones.
I fucking hate that goddamn saying.
Everyone says that. Everyone who gives us an estimate. It's got good bones.
Every single old white dude, it's got great bones. You should put the money into it.
What's the name of our window guy? What's his name? Was it Mike?
Mike.
Yeah, it was Mike. I feel
Never
like
trust a
every
Mike.
fucking guy's name is Mike that comes and gives us an estimate on something. Anyways, the dealership has good bones. It has the potential
It has potential.
to make a lot of money.
It actually
Prime fucking location.
It's an amazing location.
it actually doesn't have good bones. It's falling apart.
It's
That's fair.
got good bones.
No,
it is just like our house.
They're
It's-
old, brittle fucking bones that needs a
But-
lot of vitamin C.
It's got good dirt.
So it just
Yeah.
needs,
It's got good dirt.
It needs a
got a good foundation.
There you
multivitamin.
go. Good foundation. I'll take it.
It needs a multivitamin, and you can send it on its way.
More than
It'll
one.
be fine.
It needs
needs-
more than a multivitamin.
needs
some
some-
calcium.
It needs
That place needs
it
to be leveled
It needs an
and
old.
grown
So,
from new.
From what I
Some
understand,
liposuction, some Botox, some nip, some tuck.
It needs an old yeller, and you need to get another dog.
Oh shit!
Let's be
Not all
honest.
over my couch again, please.
Jesus
I didn't
Christ.
spew. It's fine.
This time.
This time.
She just spooged.
Gross. So lately, it's been a wild ride.
Shit show.
It's been a cluster, is what we've been saying upstairs.
It's a clusterfuck.
It's a clusterfuck. And,
How does one fuck a cluster?
very carefully.
It hurts like a bitch.
Sign me up. Remember, we're masochists.
That's true.
But so we're going through not only a DMS change, so a dealer management system change.
Hi, CDK.
I wasn't gonna say the name because I was gonna bring up another topic.
We can.
Ugga. Everyone knows what it is, anyways.
Well, there's a lot of different ones that are used in the
Well,
industry.
it's not the listener. It's not the one that you're thinking of.
Hello.
Hello.
Anyways,
Calm down, Mike.
not only are we going through, it's because of my topic later. So not only are we going through that change, there is a whole load of processes that are changing. And it's a fucking lot. I stayed at work until 7:30 last night. When I punched in this morning at 7:15, I realized that I had been at work less than 12 hours ago. Mm-hmm. That kind of hurt me.
Yeah.
It's disgusting.
I will be making a fuck ton in overtime, so that's good.
So you guys are drinking through a fire hose right now is what's going on.
Yes.
Yeah.
And with how Ali said,
Ali's
so
mouth can handle it, though.
Heyo.
So, besides all of the processes and all that, don't worry, I won't say what the DMS is with the new system that we're.
CDK?
You know what it was?
Motherfucker!
You know what it was, CDK. Thank you for
I'm not
reminding
going
me.
to talk about
does
my
it
topic.
matter?
I'm not going to talk about my topic anymore. Go on.
Nobody knew it was your topic until you allured to it.
Alert.
Allured.
Not the right word.
You see how she almost laughed. She still loves. She still loves you. So you can still talk about your CDK story. Don't be a thing.
Nobody knew it was the CDK story
So-
until you pointed it out.
We got for the new processes, the new DMS, scheduling, everything, text learning CDK, us learning CDK, you learning CDK, office staff, everything being turned on its head.
Yeah, we've gone from manual punch times to
ERO.
techs storing their work within a said DMS.
Welcome
and then
to the
also,
21st fucking century.
And it's
You want
happening
to
so
know with
fast.
that, the funny thing is with CDK is even though it is to the 21st century,
Yeah.
that shit's based on DOS and it pisses me off.
But it's not that
What's
bad.
DOS?
Let me tell
DOS?
MS-DOS, Microsoft.
The original,
Oh, when you had to do
ADP.
yeah.
You put in like commands.
Green screen.
It is.
Yeah, the
but
green screen.
Let me tell you, come to my dealership and let me show you
I will, please.
our DMS, and then you can see how
It's two guys
advanced
chiseling pieces of stone in
Wait,
the
do you-
It
background.
may as well fucking be.
Do you
What are
guys
you
not
on?
have CDK?
CDK is fucking leaps and bounds ahead
You guys
of
on
what we
Reynolds?
have. Yes,
What do you have?
we're on Reynolds.
Reynolds.
So I thought Reynolds is still a step above
No.
where we
No,
Where?
I'd rather be doing paper.
on
awful.
or PBS.
It's I don't know, public broadcasting system.
Hi, it's me, babe.
I don't know why I'm so tongue-tied today.
Because of the long drink.
It's taken a few long drinks. This is delicious.
5.5.
So
You're
good.
saucy.
Thank you, Travis.
You're welcome.
We did
Pipe
have a
distributing,
Do anything
supplying Justice
ever,
Brothers
but
products.
This is
Because it's got yin. Plug. So, with that, with everything.
Plug?
What? Everything that's been changing, we have had. Allie's gotten about maybe a solid 48 hours of training.
the boot.
Yeah, I literally. So the trainers have been there since
For
the
9 days.
first day.
For
that
not-
9 days. We'll
9
say 9
days.
days. 9 days, and I just started training 2 days
Yesterday.
ago.
No, yesterday.
Yesterday.
Yes, yesterday.
Oh my god.
She's going on 48 hours of training. I'm going on probably about 48 hours of training combined because the gentleman that I work with, Joe,
Oh, if we're going
Not
by
Joe.
Jake standards, I've had 5 hours of training.
right. Joe, older gentleman, he's trying. I want to help him. I like Joe.
Yeah.
He's a good guy. It's just a fucking lot to
It's
go
a lot
from
for
fucking
him.
37 years of knowing something, having the rug fucking pulled out from underneath you, and said, hopefully you don't end up with a concussion when you fall on your fucking face.
While business as usual is going on.
Right.
Right.
So a lot of it has been towards him, and that's fine. If he succeeds, that's fine. Or him being happy makes my job easier because he feels bad when he asks me to come over there. It's like, hey, what was this fucking, what was the command? What was this? What was that? And I don't mind doing it, but he feels fucking horrible because he knows it's a shit show right now.
And it's a lot to your, I don't want to say to your ego, but like, what's the right word for it? It's a lot. I've kind of felt this way too. Like, I feel because of all the way I'm processing warranty now, I'm booking all of the warranty claims now, which I did not do before. Those were
Really?
pre-booked for me. Yeah, it's a lot of work, especially for Volkswagen.
That may change.
And we'll see, because anyways,
Yep.
that's another thing.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like, you guys know, everyone who listens to this knows, I've been doing this for 13 years. I'm solid in what I've been doing. And now I feel like I'm a newbie. I feel like it's day fucking one. Thank God I know the ins and outs of policy and procedures for Volkswagen and Mazda. Excuse me one sec.
But Allie,
But yes.
guess what?
Hello?
You'll have it on your resume.
I know.
Yep.
I know. And so if the shit hits the fan,
Yep.
and that's really what's getting me through, is that I'm learning so much. And like I've said before in this podcast, we were in the dark ages before.
Yep.
Oh my god.
And I'd always been afraid to
That's an
leave
understatement.
because I knew that the dealership that we worked for wasn't a normal dealership. And now I'm getting that training. So even if for some reason it doesn't work out, I feel like
You have the confidence to go elsewhere.
yeah,
if need be.
You'll know how it works in a real dealer.
or maybe I'll even branch out on my own.
Right.
Like, I mean, literally one of the CDK people's like, how long have you been doing this? And I was like, oh, I've been doing it for 13 years. He's like, why are you here? Why aren't you doing an outside service?
Being
50% of my customers use outside warranty services.
Yeah, which was
If
my
not more.
concern when we switched over.
I really
Warren
think
Cloud.
it's beneficial to have a warranty person that is not only on site but also is employed by the dealership that they're
There's benefits
processing the warranty
for sure.
They spend a little bit more time or are willing to fight for you a little bit more.
I think they'll
help you
be
work
more
through paperwork and more invested.
And to wrap this up, because we are getting close.
Well, we can run this a little bit longer if you
Yeah.
want.
Well, and that's fine. But to wrap this up, also to give an idea, so we had with this change because, like you said, policy and procedures change, pay changes, pay plans change, expectations
sales
change.
people.
We have had almost 50% of our team leave.
It's been the most emotional.
You lose family when it's that long.
Week and a half.
And with it being that specialty dealer where it's the dark ages, it was held a lot more towards family. and the way that it was, even though it was the dark ages and it was a rarity or a unicorn in the
But it brought
industry.
us together still.
And that's the thing. It was a very family vibe. So to see all of these people leave that you've been working with for 13 years, 4 years, 37 years
there
for
were
Joe.
people who have literally worked for that company
Since day one.
For 30, 35 years that got let go.
Which just like that, like does not matter. You don't have what you need, what we need.
But I just want to clarify that it was on a technicality. It wasn't
Right.
by choice
And a lot-
of the new company.
Right. And
I just want to make that
it
clear.
is true. It's just they.
And I don't want to go into that.
Right. To put it like just plain, they follow everything very much to the book on the legal guidelines. The company we used to work for floated on that edge of legality. Where
They let family
exactly
go above.
So seeing all of these people leave suck. It's just is, and it makes it hard to stay there because
like, know what it was like? It was like Avengers Endgame. Like someone snapped their fingers
And
then
everybody
like
turns to
everyone,
dust.
yeah, like half the people just turned to dust.
So
Like Allie's queefs.
Jesus
Okay,
Christ.
I'm not that fucking old.
So with that, it's hard to put it in the category of, is this not the right company for me, or is it just that emotional attachment of the friends you've made? Is it hard just seeing all of your friends leave, or is this something that you should take a hint and maybe this isn't the best choice? So that's a hard battle. There's all the other things. And to wrap this story up, for even with the 50-60% that we have left, is still a shitload of employees, considering for the size that we are. It's not any of the huge ones in the zone that we're in, but for all of those people, so all the techs both sides, riders both sides, salespeople, managers, etc., we've had 8 people training all of those people, maybe.
Oh, I think it's more than that.
I don't think it is.
I think it's not like 10 to 15
9.
people.
It's way too little. It should be a team of 5 people per department per side. At least.
But we do the company that we now work for is sending in their people from other stores.
Which is great, but at the same
But-
time, if you don't know how to work the fucking program right, what does it matter?
Well, that's what they're going to help show you with.
And that's
To
the
an
thing,
to an extent.
what I'm finding with CDK, since we're going there now, there's 10 ways to do the same thing.
Yep.
So if you have people from another company within our company from other dealerships showing you how to do something, CDK is showing you how to do something, and then you find out how to do something another way, which is beneficial but also confusing.
You have to figure out what is going to work best for you. Preload
Right.
your screens.
So-
just get
And
into a
fuck
rhythm.
you for being at Ford, because I have seen your guys' screens and CDK is literally so fucking optimized for you guys, especially warranties. Sam, I love you, but I am so jealous because
it
that
should be for
warranty
you as
screen.
well.
It will.
Oh, no.
it-
No, it's not the same with their importers.
not
Domestic is way easier with CDK.
and it will get better, but also at the exact same time with that,
There's tabs and everything you might need for the warranty screen. And with Volkswagen, which is the only one that I'm importing, is fucking like how I used to claim claims back when it was ADP
No one knows.
on the red screen. Well, CDK is ADP basically.
it started out as.
So I believe what happened is ADP was too big of a company, or they decided that portion, because they also do checks, they do all kinds of different things. And so that portion, like the
Divide it
DMS
out.
portion, was purchased by CDK. But if you're going through the screens, at some points, it actually does say ADP. It's funny.
So also at the same time, how Ali
Easter egg.
said, with how it's set up differently, because it was such a quick drop of how everything changed, they used this company, the new company we work for, their other Mazda dealership. They basically mirrored everything that they did, said, this is how you're going to do it for now. That doesn't work. It's like
not a one-size-fits-all.
CDK we could import a lot of the codes, what we did and everything to CDK, so we already knew those codes, the processes, just learn to code it and command it in CDK. That's not, we're slowly getting to that point. That wasn't done. That was the first big mistake. The second thing that I have kind of a gripe with CDK for is some of the commands. It's like, who the fuck thought up this shit?
Oh, but they all stand for something, so it's
I
easy to
realize
remember.
that, but fuck
So
it.
just
Wait,
make
hold on.
Okay.
Okay, how does TK stand for technician terminal?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
How about
I don't
this?
know that.
How does ZLO stand for delete a labor line?
Zap, labor up.
That doesn't zap.
How
Yeah,
does
zap,
I
it's
like
gone.
it.
how does
I like it.
SWR stand for modify a repair order? I don't know, but then they have ones that UOC
have to
update
ask.
operation code.
See, that's the thing. There was a dude who was on a coke bender fucking coding this shit and
In
went,
1985.
oh fuck, I'm gonna delete a zap. And then when the coke wore off, he went, that type of code where it's update whatever.
Yeah.
Then he did another fucking line and went fucking haywire.
And on that note, I think it's time to get ready
Yes.
for break. We have to thank our sponsors, just
One of
particularly
them's
the
here.
one sitting right next to us. But I would like to tell a little funny.
Oh, I'm ready.
It's just.
Oh, we got lots of jokes today.
I'm so fucking ready.
Well, let's spread them out. Oh, daddy.
Oh my god, you did that on your own thing.
I'm sorry.
Oh wait,
What do you call a Chinese billionaire?
cha-ching.
High five! Well done, Alaire.
Oh, honey, that's why you don't have boyfriend.
Good job.
I need about
350 billion.
Do you guys know my birthday's on March 4th, right?
Yes.
Well, I've been wanting to plan a special birthday party lately. I want it in outer space.
Oh, fuck me.
I want it to be in outer space.
How many pots have you smoked today?
Come on.
Why?
Because, all you have to do is plan it and then you can make it happen.
Oh. Thank you. Oh no.
Okay, I got one more,
I've
and
got
then
some bad ones, and that was pretty.
Am I a masochist for wanting to marry her?
Yeah, we've already
You're part of
established
this
that.
podcast, are you not?
it's very nice that you are trying to help the. This is your phone, by the way. I thought that you would have put it on silent.
That's your job. Once it's given to you, you toggle it into all the things.
She's not wrong.
No.
Okay, I got one for Eric.
Also, who was it?
Jeremy.
Okay.
Okay, what does a gay horse eat?
Hey!
You answered that quick, but
That was the funniest part about it.
What does the gay lesbian horse eat?
Pussy. I don't know.
Hey!
Oh, God.
Does anybody else have anything before I start playing
No,
this out?
start playing the fucking music.
Got any
God damn
jokes?
it.
the only jokes I know are the ones that you guys have said. I tell my wife, and she's like, "You only know 3 jokes."
I'll have more in 2 weeks.
Well, you have 3 more now.
I'm not going to say the planet one to her. I don't know.
Yeah, that was pretty bad.
We would love to thank Travis Farris from Hit Distributing for supplying Justice Brothers products and delicious beverages and hilarious content for us.
I guess thanks to Nick Lowridge as well from Matco Tools. Brian's Matco Tools and Milwaukee Products.
You're next.
Thank you to Ray Moon from El Ranchito Taco Shop in Lake Elsinore, California, who also has fantastic Mexican foods.
We need to go visit.
I have been there myself.
Oh, you
Have you?
I have one quick joke for Eric. Oh. Just real quick. What would bears be without bees?
Ears?
Wow, look at you.
It was a riddle.
Oh, okay. Yay, I'm smart.
The look
And with that, we say.
No, it's not the end. It's not the end.
Oh, it's not the same. We'll be right back.
Bye.
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 Hi, this is Mike Serra from Customer States. Matco Tools is one of the best tool companies in the industry, and Nick Lowridge is one of the best Matco tool distributors. Nick can get me anything I need for the shop or for at home. From oil drain pans to beef jerky, Nick's got what I need on tap. Nick works in the Thousand Oaks, California area, and you too can get whatever you need by calling him at 805-796-7323. And if you're not in that area, call him anyway and tell him you heard about him from the Customer States podcast. And then you can hop on to matcotools.com and find a Matco Tools distributor near you. Matco Tools. Service, trust, results.
Allie doesn't know how to hold a drink. It spills all over her fucking lap.
I
Mike
didn't
gets
spill
angry.
any of my drink. You're just being overreactionary.
You're being overreaction.
Yeah, overreactionary.
You wanna fucking hound me for when I talk? Bitch.
Overreactionary.
You're being overreaction, Jake.
I didn't say that.
Yes,
Who
you
the
did.
fuck cuts their finger on a fucking can?
Allie.
Yeah. How about these killer tunes from Bruce Wayne, though?
Hi, Bruce.
I was trying not to spill the drink because Mike always gives me a hard time, and so then I
Oh,
cut
I'm
my
sorry.
finger because my finger went in the hole, and then it started bleeding, and then
Is that
Mike
the
had to
first
give
time
me
that's happened to you?
a Band-Aid. I
Oh,
almost said microwave. That's weird.
Oh, I'm sorry. Are you introducing?
Yep. Welcome back, you guys. This is Customer States Podcast Part 2, second part of this podcast. So there's all kinds of good things going on right now. We got Travis here.
Hi, Travis.
Hi, Travis.
What's up, peeps?
Thanks for being here.
We just lost so many listeners.
She did a great job.
Thank
great
you.
job. Thank you.
People appreciate her tits and her feet.
Well, my feet are
can't-
hidden.
Gotta be honest, I've never had anybody tell me they'll drag their fucking balls through a mile of broken glass for anything on me.
That's so wild
No,
that
that's
happened.
a lie. I would do it.
That's fair. I love you.
I love you too.
I would walk 500
Do you
miles.
need
And
the...
I would walk 500. Nobody else. Okay,
I know it.
Just to be the
I'm gonna crack one. I'm gonna do a solo
yes,
I
crack.
proclaim that you open that.
Shut up.
I'm afraid to put my finger in the hole here.
Loser!
That's what he said.
I'm injured and you're making fun
So-
of me.
Yeah.
Travis,
I have a handicap.
we have you on
Yes,
the
you
show
do.
for the first time, but a lot of us know you very well. But for the majority of the audience, they only hear your name and hear what you do. And so I'd like to kind of like pull back the curtain and just learn a little bit about you and what you do.
Alrighty, yes, I am Travis Farris with Hit Distributing, supplying with Justice Brothers products. Sounds familiar, huh?
Oh, yeah.
I have been doing this fun business, not Justice Brothers, it's fun business for 23 years.
Holy fuck.
Yes, and prior to that, I was a service advisor for 4 years. A buddy of mine was a assistant service manager years ago, 1996, I want to say, and said, "Hey, you'd be a good service advisor. Would you come work for me?" And I said, "What do I have to do?" And he told me, and I said, "Oh, I can probably do that." So I was a service advisor for 4 years. I was recruited out of the dealership by my chemical representative who said, "Hey, you'd be a good chemical representative in this territory. We want to come work for us." And I said, "Get me out of this damn position as a service advisor."
Yeah, I feel that.
And I wouldn't have to drive an hour to work every morning and home. And
Now you just drive hours to your clients.
Correct. Yes, I do.
Make a lot more money, though.
It took me a long time. It took me
Yes.
a long time, yes, but I did have a lot of freedom, and I had to. I could leave when there was drama, and I got to hear people's complaints, and then leave after I heard those complaints. I got to fix a lot of things. So I worked for a company for about a year, and kicked the competitors' butt so hard that another company said, "You're coming to work for us." Did that for 14 years.
Wow.
Ran a chemical company for the entire southwest region of the United States.
Goodness.
All automotive related
All
stuff.
automotive related in a chemical position, the chemical world, for 14 years. And I left there in 2018 and 14. And my wife and I in 2018 purchased the distributorship for Justice Brothers in the Southern California market in 2018 and said, we're going to do this the right way. Learned a ton of the business and what to do right, what to do wrong, and what not to do, how to build friends and collect customers. And we decided we're going to take the leap of faith, and the company got behind us and said, we want you to be our distributor for Southern California for JB. You have dealership experience, and I think you'll do good with the product. And I learned a hell of a lot along the way, but I've never learned as much as I have with Justice Brothers, because I am now able to show the quality of the chemistry to our customers, which the previous companies I worked for never showed what the product did.
Right.
And now I have the ability to go to a store and say, let's burn this chemical. Let's put it in a bearing test grinder. Let's test whatever else you got on the shelf. I don't care what it is. Let's learn together and see what it is that you're using right now in your customers' vehicles. I get to go out every single day, drive to Bakersfield, drive to San Diego, drive to Temecula, drive to Palm Desert, drive right here in my hometown, and be in my truck a lot, listening to you guys and a lot of sports talk radio.
That's what we appreciate about you.
A lot on the telephone, talking to my employees. My wife and I have been able to grow our team where we're now helping support many people's families, and that's probably the best part about everything is we get to give the opportunity for people to come to work for a good company and make a living. And that's what I'm having most of the fun with, is doing that, to be able to afford to do that for people. Anything else? I just have fun selling chemicals, man, and making friends and going to dealerships, passing out pens and slapping butts and kissing babies.
Very much the social
Slapping
butterfly
babies and
you
kissing
are.
butts.
Very much the social butterfly, yes.
There's a very important question that we like to ask all of our guests.
Oh, yeah.
And that is, what was your first ride? What was your first vehicle?
And if it was something that somebody else bought for you, we also need to know that the first car you bought for yourself.
Okay.
Yeah.
The very first car I was given was from my dad, and he gave me his old pool equipment vehicle. My father was a LAPD officer.
Oh, okay.
But he also,
shit.
yeah, retired. He was also on the side a pool man, so he had his pool business, and he was a cop, LAPD Parker Center for many years, detectives headquarters. He used a Volkswagen 67 Volkswagen Squareback as his pool vehicle
Nice.
for many years, and I inherited that sucker. And oh man,
I'm sorry. Was that the expensive
It
piece?
was not expensive piece, but I certainly spent a hell of a lot of money on the Hot DVW's magazine.
Oh, I bet. I would be tricking that thing out too. Are you kidding me?
The cool rims and the mirrors and all the fun stuff. So it was a great first car. It didn't smell like pool equipment. He got a truck finally. And the very first car that I bought was a Volkswagen Rabbit.
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
And it was baby blue with white rims, tinted windows, with a bitchin'
my
stereo system
It's a
in it.
cabriolet.
Yes.
God.
Yeah, it was a
No,
cabriolet.
it wasn't convertible.
No, not
Oh,
okay.
okay.
So not cabriolet.
No.
What year was that?
Oh, gosh, I can't remember.
It was
Early
late
80s?
'80s. Late
Yeah,
80s.
early 80s, I think it was. 82 or something.
Yeah.
My first car was an '88 Volkswagen Cabriolet.
Oh, God. This thing, everybody
I
in
almost
town
got killed
knew
in
me.
one of those cars.
Oh, shit, don't say that. It didn't have airbags for sure.
It's because I always used to go
sure
to
you weren't-
lunch with my friend, and I would always sit in the back seat because her boyfriend would sit in the front seat. And one day I wasn't able to go to lunch with them, and they got in an accident in the rain, and it got rear-ended, and the back seat was in the front seat.
Yeah.
So
Speaking of no airbags, you weren't driving a Mazda B Series truck.
I think my dad's, the truck he bought for the pool business after he gave me the Squareback was a Mitsubishi truck. Or is a horror? No, a Isuzu. It was an Isuzu truck.
oh, I like that, like low key,
Oh,
low
80s.
key,
But everybody knew who I was driving my blue, white rim.
baby blue.
Baby blue. And my license plate said no lurkers.
What the hell?
Is there anything behind that, or like?
It was just something I always said, dude, you're a lurker. So I got the license plate, no lurkers, and everybody's like, there's the no lurkers mobile. I still have that license plate
That's awesome.
in my garage.
Yeah, on the
of
wall.
course, on
Yeah.
the wall in the garage.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, there was a lot of fun. We had that license plate.
Nice.
Our senior picture, which they used to do for the senior class with everybody in the picture in your yearbook.
Yeah.
Everybody's in there, and I'm holding up the no lurkers.
That's awesome.
Even
So
better.
fun high school stuff.
Nice.
That's my
Nice.
first car, and that's what I do for a living, having fun.
What's the first one you bought for yourself?
That was the cab, or not the cab, the Rabbit.
The
Rabbit.
Rabbit. That's right. Okay.
And I couldn't tell you how many millions of other cars I've
Yeah,
had since.
I'm like you. I've gone through.
What was your
cars like
what's your
gosh.
favorite car you've owned?
The favorite car I owned was my 66
Ford
Mustang
F-150.
convertible that I had to get rid of to buy the business.
I'm sorry, we couldn't hear you. Michael interrupted you.
66 convertible Mustang, cherry red with black interior. I had to sell it to buy the business.
Ooh.
You made a sacrifice.
I did, and I made money on it. So that was a good thing, but I had to do something, and that's what it was. So my sacrifice is to move forward, brother.
Yeah. Life
Yeah.
decisions.
My favorite car, though, I can tell you, I love cars. I change my cars like my underwear. It's a bad habit.
You
least
drive
once
a
a week.
ton too.
I do. What did you say?
I said, me too.
Oh, okay, yes.
What are you driving right now?
I'm driving, Eric, close your ears.
Yeah.
A Silverado, Chevy Silverado 1500. Love it, love it, love it. Gets me around, tows the boat when I need to. Lets me load up equipment and product in the back of that thing and fly down the road to a million miles an hour and get pretty decent gas mileage.
Nice. Very nice.
But what's your
Not
dream?
sponsored.
What's your dream car? Like what?
Another
if you-
66
if
Mustang.
you could drop as much money as you wanted,
I don't know.
What would it be?
I'm not a big Ferrari sports car kind
Okay.
of guy.
That's not where my mind went. My mind went to classic cars.
Yeah,
my
yeah.
mind too, actually.
I think I'd want to have my baby back.
Yeah.
Just because I can.
Baby.
I can go get those right now. I can't get the 66 back yet.
1967 Roadrunner or a 69 GTX is probably
So
what I'd grab.
fucking white.
What year?
Why?
You just are.
The 67 fucking Roadrunners were gorgeous.
What's mine? It's the Nova, but what
You want the
year was
fucking
it?
Nomad.
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 Fuck.
that's
My
never
neighbor
happened.
has a Nomad and it
my
sits in his
God.
driveway.
I want
and
one
it's beautiful and he never ever drives it. It's so pretty.
Because they're
You can-
worth so
you
much.
can find
fucking,
those-
even
yeah.
even a shell is like so much money.
You can find those things beat to shit right now and they want like 70 G's and they'll get it.
Yep.
Yep.
My dad comes over to their house for dinner and he's like, neighbor still got the Nomad, I see. And doesn't want to sell it yet. Huh? I guess not.
Yeah, like I'm just because Jake's got hypothetically Jake
I
has
still have
his
it.
car. I don't know. We've talked about that here before, haven't we?
73
It's a
Roadrunner.
whole thing. But he has the 73 Roadrunner. His mom has a GTO. His dad had a Cuda, but he sold it.
73 Cuda and he sold it to a dude in Australia.
No, I thought he was what is it?
I sold mine to a guy
UEA or
in
what?
Australia.
Did you really?
UAE.
No, Australia.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
He's ripping that thing in the outback.
He literally
Dang.
wrote
Two
me a
brutes
check.
and a ute got it.
He wrote me a check, said cash it now, and I sent him the car like 3 months later with the
Damn.
money in the bank. I had the money in the bank.
Very similar to what it was. It's like, here's a check, cash it. I will send somebody to pick it up and I'll take care of the rest.
And it was
Trust.
considering what the car was too and what it's been through. Like I felt that was a very fair and generous.
Yeah.
Trade.
It was bored and stroked. It had a shot of nitrous in it. It was a beast.
That's cool.
But yeah,
Cool.
that's my baby. I want a creamsicle Nomad, orange and white. So pretty.
Basic.
Well, right now,
I don't
my
give a
kid.
fuck. I want it so bad.
Right now, I'm 2 weeks into being an empty nester, so I'm very confused in life right now. I don't know what to do
Oh
with my
boy,
time.
he's
at
gonna buy
night.
a Corvette.
No.
Pick up video games.
Stingray.
A Corvette Stingray.
Mm-hmm.
I see jean shorts and white New Balance shoes in your future.
Oh, some tube
Yeah.
socks.
It's already there.
No. Sandals with black tube socks. That's like a dad move.
That's a look.
Socks with
Socks
the
with
slides.
sand. Yeah, socks
A
with
shoebie.
So who's the dual transit debacle?
Oh, that's me.
That's me.
Yeah. You know how I am with my transits.
Yes.
They seem to chase after me for some odd fucking reason. I don't know why. I had a customer locally that has a 2017 Transit 350. Said it's making a weird noise. Okay, fine. So I make an appointment with him to go out and look at his van. And then I get a random phone call the week before I was supposed to go see him from a lady on the phone. Hi, I got your phone number from so-and-so. I'm like, oh, okay, great. I've got a 2017 Transit 350. Of course you fucking do. Why the fuck not?
Second one.
I think my radiator hose popped. What do you mean you think it popped? Yeah, I was told it popped. Okay, fine. So the day comes to do the repair on both vehicles.
Popped.
And luckily, she had ahead of time. I didn't have to drive out to look at her van first to diagnose it. She sent me photos of the hole with 2 fingers shoved in the hose. Yeah. Like, all right, well, there you go. That saved me some trouble. So I was going to go replace her hose. Yeah, thank you. I was going to go replace her radiator hose and replace Homeboy's water pump. So I get to her place first because it's easy. It's just a hose, right? Boom, bang, bang, done. I go to fill it with coolant, and coolant starts pouring out of the bottom of the engine. I'm like,
Fun.
that's fun.
Well,
Something's not right.
I shine a light down. Now, let me preface this with I did end up going there and doing a pre-inspection to check everything else out on the vehicle. And I did inspect the water pump. And usually there's some sort of evidence on the water pump indicating that it has been leaking. And I saw nothing indicating that the water pump was leaking. There was a lot of buildup of dirt and oil on the water pump, nothing clean from the water pump leaking. So I'm like, okay, water pump's fine. So, apparently, when this water pump failed, it failed hard and fast. Because as soon as I poured the coolant into the bottle, it started pouring out of the front of the water pump. I'm like, oh, that's fucking cool. I apologized to her profusely. I'm like, there's no way I could have fucking seen this. I'm like, there's usually evidence, and there was absolutely no evidence on this.
Was it in our driveway? Or?
Yeah, and I checked the water pump. So, but I was going to Homeboy's house afterwards to go do his water pump. So I thought maybe. Now, this poor lady has been through the fucking ringer. She has 3 autistic children.
Jesus.
This Transit 350 is her only mode of transportation.
Oh my God, bless her.
Her ex-husband almost just died in a motorcycle accident and now is permanently disabled. God. So she's having to deal with that. And obviously she can't work, so she's only getting paid by the government. So this woman has been through the fucking ringer. I felt terrible for her. So her being a friend of the other customer, I thought I'd give him a call and maybe nudge him a bit like, hey, we can get her back on the road right now because I have your water pump right here and we can take care of this right now. So I called him and I let him know. I'm like, hey, I'm at her house. This is what happened. You know, what do you think? He's like, oh, just let her know that there's no way you could have seen that. It's fine. She'll be understanding. She can wait. I'm like, Jesus.
Wow.
She can't have
Did he
my
just
water
not
pump.
like think about it, or was he not thinking that was an option?
Up what I was putting down. Maybe that's the case because when I got to his house, he was either drunk, high, or both.
Michael, it was you.
that sounds horrible.
Yeah.
Who is this guy and what's his number?
And
It wasn't one of my transits.
it was not. It was not. The lady was super understanding, and she was just going to deal with it and figure out.
So
what
he
she
wasn't
needed
wrong.
to do. He was not wrong.
Huh?
I still felt bad because I was there to do the repair. This was the day that we recorded the last podcast. I was there to do the repairs at their house the day before I was leaving on vacation, and I was going to be gone for 5 fucking days. So she would have to wait until the following Tuesday before I could get back to her house. That's what I felt bad about.
See you next Tuesday.
Part. If I was going to come back the next day, fine, whatever. Okay,
It's her only form of transportation.
Yes, she had to wait 5 days for me to get back from vacation, and she waited 5 days for me to get back to replace her water pump. I went to the other guy's house right after her hose and threw in his water pump and raced here to record the podcast. But I felt so bad for that lady. I really did. But she's been totally cool and understanding, and she's been texting me almost every day asking me questions about the damn van now. So I don't know if I'm married to it. But
You are.
You are. Yeah, that's a very easy question to answer.
so
But
Any
it's a good.
days.
It's a good cause. It's a good
it
cause.
is.
For sure.
I don't mind answering her phone calls or texts, you know? So
Yeah.
Any
You're
days.
good that way.
I try
You're
to
so
be.
nice.
It's very nice.
Nice.
It's very
Let's give it a
nice.
shout out.
Oh yeah.
Let's give it a shout out.
I can't get into too much crazy detail, but I have to shout out Kerr. The
Hashtag sell the belt.
And
Yes.
I wanna piggyback off this of saying thank you to him as well.
so Kier is a
Friend of the pod.
a friend of the podcast, but he's a rare find nowadays. Kier's very good at
Here's
what
a
he
catch.
Kier is very good at what he does. He is very well spoken. He's professional. He's a good friend. He's one of those people you want in your corner, period. And without getting into too much detail, with what's going on with work right now, it's tough. There's a lot going on. And with that comes doubt, questions,
Financial stability.
a bunch of stuff. So how he has for me in the past, and I'm indefinitely grateful for him, is he told me something that I needed to hear in just the right way. It didn't completely,
You suck.
he didn't completely get me to the point of where, I'm not going to necessarily jump ship, but got me to a place where it takes sometimes somebody from the outside looking in to really make you step back and look at yourself and what position or where you're at, what you might need to do. Like he said, he's like, my boss at that time taught me a lot of things where it was like, you have to either sometimes, whether you don't want to hear it or it's tough or whatever, you sometimes need that to really be able to look at yourself in a different light to then allow yourself to either grow or better yourself that you wouldn't have been able to naturally do on your own. So he did that for me. So I truly owe him big time.
I think that he said a lot of things to you that you've heard from other people in your life, me.
I'm just going to slide that in there real quick.
But it takes hearing it from the right person at the right time in the right way. And I am forever thankful to Kier too, because I really feel like it's important in your life, whatever you decide to do, whether it be start your own business, you're just trying to further yourself. It's really important to have mentors in your life, and they're hard to find. And I honestly do feel like Kier stepped up, and whether he knew it or not, he was that to both of us. Mm-hmm. And, he gave good advice, and it was from the heart. And I feel like that's so hard to find these days.
From what I know of him, he's very empathetic for sure. He's a good dude.
He's very salt of the earth.
He's making so many good changes at his new spot there, but he hasn't made the one simple change that's going to make it go over the top.
Yeah.
I understand it.
And
I truly do.
Switching to Justice Brothers products.
I have been pushing.
It's it comes in time. It takes time sometimes.
And maybe it just takes one shout out on a podcast.
Maybe someday I'll go work for Travis.
Yeah.
Oh,
Was that a crack that I heard?
pew, 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 shots fired.
Shots fired.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, there's something I did want to mention to you guys that's pretty cool about my industry now that I've been representing Justice Brothers for these years. Is I've never, in the 23 years I've been doing this, get so many calls from Joe Blow on the side of the mountain in his race shop or driving his tractor down the road that doesn't call me. He calls corporate and they say, if you're in Southern California, you've got to call Travis. So they call me. I had an 85-year-old lady from some place in Fresno call me a couple weeks ago and say, I've got to have this this transmission conditioner product. My brother has been using it in my car since I was X amount of years old, and I would never use anything else. And I have a new car, and I want to put this product in there. How can I get it? I had a guy today call me and say, your radiator cooler to drop the temperature in my hot rod is the only radiator treatment that I can use that works. Where can I get a bottle?
Amazing.
I've had people call me on the side of the road that say, I need that JB80 because it is the only thing that's knocking off rusted bolts. I had a tractor company a couple of weeks ago call me, a month ago, call me and he sprayed, I guess there's a plate on the front of the scoops of these tractors and they can take it off when it gets worn out. Well, that thing was seized onto the front of the scooper and they couldn't get it off. He said, I got to use JB80 to spray those things off because that's the only thing that takes these off regularly.
Nice.
So, point being is I've never worked for a company in my time doing this where people call me off the side of the road, essentially, and say, I've got to have that product because it's the only product that works.
That's fantastic.
So it makes you feel good about the product that you're representing.
Yeah, absolutely.
When you have something that's fixing people's problems. And I wish to God, not really, but I wish that everybody had the same problems and knew exactly where to go. But it feels good, definitely feels good when you have a product that people
Talk
can
about
use.
an ego boost. That's fantastic.
I got to say, that's what I appreciate about you.
True, Barbara.
Well, it's easy to sell that kind of stuff when it sells itself.
It is. It is. That's for sure.
It doesn't help there's a gorgeous smile behind a great product.
Easy.
Hey, that's my line.
No, I would have expected that from him. But I appreciate that.
Our perf bird.
So I had a topic up there, and
Okay.
it's an open discussion. It's not really anything specific, but shout out to Matt Purvis for the suggestion.
Oh, thank you, Matt.
Thank you, Matt.
Thank you, Matt.
For the topic of the evening. And again, this is open to everybody, so Travis, feel free to chime in. But what is your opinion on vehicle modifications? Do you like them? Do you not? Good, bad, the ugly, all of it. I think we've talked about some ugly mods before, but I think it would be a good idea to get everyone's opinion. If we go around the table,
It depends on the situation.
you know, what do you consider a good
Wait
mod?
your turn.
What do you consider a bad or ugly mod?
Fuck you, Mike.
You know?
Whoa, I missed why.
On that note,
why
we'll
are we
start with
fucking?
Michael. The king of mods. When they work.
How are
Well,
those
light
green
emitting
lights?
Wired
Yeah.
correctly.
Okay.
How are those LEDs working for you?
Now that I got them wired
Mike,
correctly,
it's
they
a
work great.
diode.
So, that's a very open-ended question,
is.
which I like because it obviously depends on the car
Again, thank
and
you, Matt.
what kind of modification. Some cars I would prefer to have just stock, maybe with some like window tint and maybe wheels, maybe a little lower, but like nothing else, just leave it stock. Other vehicles I would want to completely modify, almost to the point of making it into a race car, depending upon the vehicle and what I was looking for it for. So, I mean, there's, like a spectrum for the level of modification, also what your intended purpose is for the vehicle and the sort of vehicle. So, I mean, that's like you could, dude, we could make
could
an
be here
entire
for
podcast.
hours.
We could
on
make a
yes.
full.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh God, that's a
Let's keep
great
it general,
topic.
but it really
That's a great
is.
topic,
It is
yeah.
a great fucking topic.
I mean, so you guys know me and my car history. I've had very mild cars, completely stock, and very wild cars or trucks. My Bronco that was raised a foot in the air, and the 66 pickup that laid frame on the airbag suspension and completely modified. So I mean, I've done the whole gambit of stuff, relatively speaking, in my short time. But yeah, that's a great topic.
It is a great
what
topic.
about you,
Do
Jinky?
that forever.
I'm very solid on it. All depends on what it's for.
Yeah.
Or all depends on what it is. There's a fine line with mods. It's like, similar. What are you going for? It's like,
What do you like?
Are you really trying to fuck you? Are you really trying to achieve something to better your car? I guess that's a better way to put it. There is modifications that will legitimately better your car where you have the money to spend, where you can, as an example, you can turn a piece of shit Jeep into a not piece of shit vehicle, which is a great
I
basis.
resent that
Why?
because I work for Jeep.
Well, no. See, that's the thing. I like Jeeps.
I'm kidding.
No,
I'm
I know.
joking.
No, I know you are. And I like Jeeps, and everybody bashes me for that, and that's completely fine. And it's true. It's
Just over the Gladiator.
If you want to throw the money into a Jeep, it can turn into a fucking beast. It really can.
Yeah.
And they tend to have problems if you don't. It's like you buy a $60,000 car and you put another $30,000 into it. So, yes.
If you take your very fancy Lexus F Sport or whatever the things are that people like in Lexus fancy Toyota vehicles, and you make it look in like the Camber Club like somebody
my
took a
gosh.
giant fist and like pushed the vehicle down, and now the wheels are all stanced out in a way that you can't drive the vehicle. That's not a good modification, and I personally don't like that. Somebody else may, but again, that's not a good modification for anything.
Eric, for the
Anything.
record, I like your Lexus.
Thank you.
You're very
Jacob.
welcome.
I don't think
appreciate you not poking fun at that.
that's bad for the cart, anyways, isn't it?
But it's just a look.
It's a look.
It's a look
Yeah.
that people
It's
are
an
trying to get out there.
aesthetic
And see,
thing.
that's that trade-off right there. Is it for a purpose, or is it for the fact of, hey, look what I did, and nothing else?
Now, if you see a '99 Honda Civic hatchback driving down the freeway with a wing that's 2 feet up into the air,
Oh, then
That's
that's okay.
exactly what I was
and
going
the
to say.
chrome
Looks
grills
like a shopping cart.
slapped onto the front fenders from AutoZone with the clear tail lights,
So
that's probably a vehicle that should be pushed off the
and
cliff.
before I move on to Allie, the one thing, and I forget when I originally saw this photo, it was a massive spoiler on, either a fucking Honda
alert.
or something like that.
Like that Miata I
Oh,
sent you
that'd be
guys a picture
fucking
of.
funny to put on
Yes.
like a decal on a spoiler. That's a mod I can get behind. Spoiler alert.
As I was saying, like that Miata I sent you a
Yes.
picture of.
Exactly. So I saw a photo at a car meet of a couple that was sitting on the trunk of the vehicle, facing towards the spoiler, and they had their McDonald's on the spoiler.
We talked about
It's
this.
I know, but
That's
I'm
practical.
I'm bringing it back. It's a fucking fast food table. I fucking get it now. I understand.
Is
It's
it
a mobile
mod?
picnic table.
Is
Yes.
it a park bench?
It's a dual purpose
cares?
tool.
Inside the car, you have rip and dip, and outside the car, you have your spoiler.
Hey, has anybody installed those on their vehicle,
No.
by the way?
It's actually still sitting up in my room.
I don't eat in my vehicle.
I keep other stuff in it.
Oh, well, bougie.
We try not to.
Yeah, we don't
It's
really.
only you because you can't wait to get home and have to have a handful of fries.
Sometimes you need a snack. Yeah.
Allie's the type of person that walks through the grocery store with an open bag of chips that she's gonna buy. So.
She hasn't paid for it yet.
that. I've never.
When she goes to Costco, it's called grazing. She tastes all the grapes.
Right.
Oh, what do you
It's
have?
just an
what
amuse
do you have?
bouche.
Oh, what do you have?
Do you have anything to put in on mods?
So, my.
Dare to put on cars.
That's rude.
It's a pizza place.
So I am totally into more aesthetic mods that fit your personal
Oh, she likes the
vibe.
eyelashes on the front
Right.
one.
Yeah.
Oh my
On the front
god.
of the Beatles.
Oh my god. You know what? It makes me smile. I would never have it on my personal vehicle, but it does make me smile.
The Beatles with eyelashes.
when you make a car, I feel like if I look at a car and I'm like, "Oh, I know this person." I know this person because they have the eyelashes and the flower decals on their car or whatever.
And they have a
Or
fucking daisy in the little tiny fucking flower pot.
Vase on the
yeah.
dash.
Or when there's a gentleman that lives in our area that has a Volkswagen bus that is just like every single bumper sticker
Yes.
known to man.
seen that,
Like
dude.
I know his political values. I
What
know,
national parks he's been
I
to.
know what national parks he's been to.
How many kids he has.
Yeah.
I gotta find him and slap a JB sticker on there
Oh,
somewhere.
he never even, you should. He'd never even know it was there.
I actually need one for the back of my truck when I get it back from the fucking dealer.
Oh, dear.
Also,
Source it.
my dream is when Jake gets a new car and I get to keep the Mazda 6, I'm gonna put like a wrap on that car.
Oh, God.
I'm gonna put like a metallic-y, color
Pink.
shifty, purple greeny type of wrap on that car.
There's a Tesla that drives around that has that like green purple rainbow wrap, and she loves it.
And there's an Atlas as well
Yep.
that has that same color wrap, and I'm just like, oh, I want it so bad. It's so pretty.
Different.
But it's not crazy because
pretty
it's like
crazy.
in low light, it just looks kind of like a gray. So depending on like where
Sun.
you are, oh, so pretty, you guys.
What about you, Travis?
I'm simple, man. I drive trucks. I'll put a little bit of a lift on it to even it out, or maybe pop it up just a hair.
Like a practical.
And practical lift to make it look it sits right, and tint those windows and get on down the road.
Eric,
I was waiting for this.
It's your topic.
It's how do I put this? I personally do not like mods.
Okay, but what's
At
your
all.
definition of a mod?
anything changing it from
Anything
stock.
changing it from stock. I don't
That's
like
what a
mods.
modification is.
So,
Yes.
so what about? Hang on a minute. So what about like adding those little lights at the bottom of your
No.
door?
It's a mod.
Nothing.
On your Lexus, when you open the door that shows Lexus?
All your cars
Like,
are
isn't
stock.
that a mod?
Well, yes, but okay.
He likes mods now.
If you want to be fucking nitpicky, Alaire, fine.
I'm just
okay.
saying.
I put 2 light bulbs in my
Excuse me.
doors, 1 in each door.
That's a mod.
Okay, I fucking modded my car out.
Holy shit.
Bro, holy shit, I could be in the car show.
Dude, you watched one Fast and the Furious movie.
Yeah, fuck yeah, they are. JDM, bro. That was a fucking stupid comparison.
Next thing you know, he's going to be getting a K and an air filter.
I don't think anybody's talking about a light bulb here in this entire fucking conversation.
Busting balls, Bo.
That was not a fair.
Yeah.
Busting balls.
Stop. Yeah, funny guys.
That's not what you said last night.
Oh.
Honey, he's
I
lying.
definitely did not. But under that same breath, it's funny because, granted, I bought my truck the way it is. I did not do a thing to that truck other than add the cool window stickers on the back.
Yes.
If you want to call those mods, Alaire, I added some window stickers.
Stop
My
all your-
truck is modded.
Stop while you're ahead.
So no cap
No.
when WIPA, when
If
you have
it
to do a
wasn't
WIPA
stock,
form.
it's a mod.
Oh my god.
When you have to do a WIPA form, you have to like let them know what the modifications of the
Yeah,
vehicle are.
he's got window
And,
stickers on the back glass.
Dude, I will say that, like it's got a lift kit, bigger wheels and tires,
Michael
running
totally
boards,
threw me
stickers, window tint,
Under
aftermarket
that
stereo.
under that fucking breath, he almost got my claim not paid because he fucking put that my truck was lifted and oversized tires and shit for a differential seal leak.
It freaking
They
is.
questioned it.
It is, and they
Doesn't fucking matter.
They-
I'm your friend, you asshole.
they randomly send inspectors.
Oh, fucking what's the
They-
moon? When did they send an inspector to check a vehicle that you were submitting?
Fight.
Stop talking. When did they send an inspector to check a vehicle that you were submitting an extended service contract claim on? When was the last
for
time?
a Ford claim?
Yes.
I've had 3
When was the last time?
in the last 2 years, maybe.
Okay, go fuck yourself. I am your friend.
I have to.
You should not have done that.
Okay, not just because I love Eric.
Besides that, I do love you.
messed up.
Besides that, I do love you. You know that. So please understand that this is all in the spirit of the conversation.
I'll never do it again.
I adore you, Michael. But that was fucked up.
I'm honest to a fault.
Yeah, go fuck yourself.
Anyways, and with
Anyways.
that we say.
Understand, people? That was all meant in love. I have nothing but love for Michael. I hope it was as fun for me as it was for the rest of you.
At least I'm doing my job.
You are.
At least I'm doing my job.
Yes. You scared me a little bit, Eric, but it's okay.
He does have a very strong presence, right?
I know.
When he's
I'm
mad, he's gonna let you know.
He's like the Incredible Hulk.
I'm sorry. I know I'm a bit much at times, and I know some of the listeners don't appreciate it, but you know who we do appreciate? Travis fucking Farris.
Thanks for having me, guys. I'm Travis from Hit Distributing. Honor, integrity, and trust is who we are. Supplying Justice Brothers products.
Get at me, bro.
Thank you so much, and we'd also like to thank Raymond from El Ranchito. Fuck, I always get it wrong. El Ranchito Taco Shop in Lake Elsinore. I never fuck up Justice Brothers
No, maybe
products,
she needs
so
to
I'll
say it
just
with an
let you know.
accent and she could pull it off.
Thank you, Nick Lowridge from Macro Tools, and also Milwaukee.
And
Sorry, Raymond.
thank you to Dale Follett from Twisted Builds LLC, and thank you to Norman Glazier
I said
from
that already.
what?
He said that already.
Okay.
Choice is nice.
Also,
Where can the customers, listeners...
Hey, wait.
reach us?
No, I'm not letting Mike do this anymore. If you search in your search bar, we'll keep it simple for you guys
Google.
because some people don't know this. If you look for us anywhere, type in Customer States Podcast. You will find us. It is email. It is the podcast. It is the website.
I like
it is
this.
everything.
what can
Yes.
you find on the website?
You can find. Why don't you?
Jacob.
You know what?
Lots of merch.
You know what? It'll be a surprise. You guys should really go look. There's a lot of good shit
I
there.
agree. Go check it out.
Because when I let you know, you already know.
Yeah.
But when
And
you
then you're not
go
gonna
and you
do
see
it.
for yourself, you're surprised.
That's
Either
it.
way, guys, seriously. Customer States Podcast, you'll find us anywhere, all listening services, website, everything. And with that, we say,
It's like a thumb in the butt.
That's not.
All right, we're gonna just cut it right there.
Surprise!
Is that what we end with?
it's like a little.
Love you.
Oh. Can I say it too?
Yeah,
Yes, you can.
Say it.
Absolutely.
Bye. That was good.
The breathiness.
I think that your O is going to be played as like Eric's thumb in your butt.
That was fun. Thanks, guys, so
Oh my
much.
gosh, thank you so much for being here.
Yeah.
Hi, this is Mike Sarah from Customer States. Matco Tools is one of the best tool companies in the industry, and Nick Lowridge is one of the best Matco tool distributors. Nick can get me anything I need for the shop or for at home. From oil drain pans to beef jerky, Nick's got what I need on tap. Nick works in the Thousand Oaks, California area, and you too can get whatever you need by calling him at 805-796-7323. And if you're not in that area, call him anyway and tell him you heard about him from the Customer States podcast. And then you can hop on to matcotools.com and find a Matco Tools distributor near you. Matco Tools. Service, trust, results.